decisions, great mound visits, great job not letting the best player beat you.
This one crushed, out to right field. And it's going to be out of here. Pennsylvania walk-off home run. Travis Devonic sends him to Williamsport.
With the 37th pick of the 2023 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Kevin McGonigal, a shortstop from Monsignor Bonner High School, Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Suarez delivers. Swing and a drive. Left field. It's deep. It's gone. Yes! And it is gone!
Yes!
It is bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, his 10th career home run in the postseason. And he may never hit a bigger one.
What is up, Delaware County, and welcome back for episode number 78 of Delco Baseball Now, alongside Ben Thorpe. I'm Brennan Ricciardi. If it is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm sure we have some new audience members from the Little Leagues, from Legion, from Cal Ripken, so welcome in. Ben, I think the most important thing for our viewers to know is we enjoy baseball.
Yeah, that would be the key.
That's like the general gist of it here. But if this is your first time joining us, we'll kind of run through what we're going to do here. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to kind of try and go in order from like the younger age groups to the older, just to kind of keep things in order. We got a little bit of Little League. We got some Cal Ripken. We got Babe Ruth. We got Legion, Delco League, and we got some Phillies as well. We'll save. I think I was talking to some of my teammates from the MSBL team. I think people will care about that in the playoffs, those leagues.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and we're getting pretty close to it for everything.
Yeah, those leagues can be a little rough during the regular season sometimes, with like teams not having the most guys show up, and like some of those we play. I'm too old to play doubleheaders. I'm sick of doubleheaders. Like I'm 26. I don't want to spend 5 or 6 hours at the field. I'm fine with my one. It's just the rain has been just brutal the last couple weeks.
Yeah, all right, it's been pretty rough weather-wise. I don't remember a summer that's been like as crazy, just like weather-wise, as this one. It seems like we've had pretty bad storms, especially up where we are. Like, I think Delco's been a little spared. Like, I play a little bit in the Perky League. We just played our 12th game of the summer yesterday.
That's it. Well, what's the schedule supposed to be?
20 something. Like we play I think they play every day for the next week and a half.
Just to try. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at some of the Delco League schedules, and I'm like, I think Drexel Hill plays like 9 times in the next 11 to 12 days to try and get these games. Because for the Delco League standings, it's points. So like you want to play as many games as possible. So definitely something to watch. But all right, I think we don't have any ads right now. All of our high school ones ended. So for the rest of the summer, if you know any businesses that would be interested in getting in on the sponsorship, that would be great. Send them our way. But for now, let's start off with Little League here. We'll start off with the 10U bracket. Ridley was your 10U champion out of District 19. They ran the table. They won all 4 games. They beat Drexel Hill 21-0. They beat Marple 4-1. Beat Nell 6-4, and then beat Nell again 4-1. Simon Burkhart threw 4 1/3 strong innings. He also drove in 2 runs. That game kind of got ruined by the rain. It kept getting pushed back, and at some point, I think it was like the 5th inning, they ended up deciding to call it. And the section tournament. So this is being recorded Friday morning. Section tournament starts Saturday, so I think they're just like, we have to pick a champ here. But their sectionals will be at Lower Gwynedd Little League. They will play at 1 o'clock on Saturday. And Ben, all 3 age levels, Nell played Ridley. I think that's just so cool and probably rarely happens.
Yeah, I guess I haven't been as tapped in with Little League my whole life, just like growing up. I was a Ripken guy, but yeah, I mean that's like unheard of for pretty much like anything to have because stuff varies so much from age group to age group, and just and even the same 2 teams can be different the next year. We've talked about that with Little League, So to have like 3 little leagues being facing off in 3 different age groups for the championship it's a pretty crazy thing to see, and maybe we have a pretty good rivalry going forward on our hands.
Yeah, sounds like some Marple Ridley games will be pretty good for us to cover in a couple of years here.
Years down the road.
Yeah, so congrats to the Ridley 10s for that. Their sectionals begin Saturday. But for the 11U squad, Ridley won that age level as well. If anybody remembers from last year, that Ridley 10s team went to the state championship. They ended up losing to Hollidaysburg, but they had to do it the hard way. They beat in their first game they beat South Marple 9-0, but then they lost 6-3 to Nell. So they had to go and get through the losers bracket. I think the 11s bracket is a little bit smaller because some leagues only do, like, it doesn't look like Haverford has a 11U team. It doesn't look like Drexel Hill. Some leagues just do the 10s and the 12s. Seems like that's kind of like where a lot of the focus comes. Like some of the 11s will play up for the 12s so they can field a good team. But Ridley, they won 3 in a row to get out of the losers bracket. They beat Media 6-3, then they beat Nell 6-0 and 9-1 to repeat as District 19 champs. Now they're a little bit further ahead. They're already in the sectional tournament, which is being hosted at Ridley, which is very cool. They won their first game against Morrisville 10-0. They lost to Upper Providence to fall into the losers bracket, and then they beat Morrisville again 10-0. So they're back in the sectional championship. They have to beat Upper Providence twice, but like they've kind of shown themselves that they can come out of the losers bracket and do it. So they have to be feeling pretty confident overall.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, it definitely helps that you did it once before. It's a pretty interesting thing. We've had a lot of teams coming out of the losers bracket to win districts this year. Because I mean, we'll get to the 12s like Nell did the same. But yeah, I think having done that before gives you a ton of confidence. You know that you have the pitching to be able to do it. And you know that you can maybe see a team that you lost to and like bounce back and be able to beat them twice and do that. So it's definitely good for the confidence.
Yeah, I mean, especially after having won the section last year too, you're probably thinking that you have the talent to go back and do it all again. So regardless of what happens here, they'll probably be the favorites going into the 12s next year. But as we've learned, man, like there's such a bit, like physically, developmentally, you're not that different when you're 10 to 11, but that 11 to 12 is where some of those kids hit puberty early. And like you remember from that media team 2 years ago when I was talking to Tommy Bradley, he's like, yeah, like Austin Crowley grew like 8 inches from 11 to 12, and all of a sudden, he's like the best player in the state. Before that, he was just like a very good player. So like it's what happens when you're 10 and 11 doesn't necessarily correlate to when you're 12, but as we'll talk about here with Newtown Edgemont in the 12s, they defended their title. The Sock Puppets, or should I say, they have the Sock Puppets was last year. They have the Spanish version of Sock Puppets. I think it's Tetire de Calcetín. I'm guessing. I remember Calcetín as sock, so I guess that's Puppets of Sock there. But the Newtown Edgemont 12s repeat as district champs. They, like we said, they had to do it. They had to do it the extra hard way because they lost their second game of the tournament. They beat South Marple 14-0, but then they lost to Danny Dugan, younger brother of Devon Prep pitcher Johnny Dugan. He threw a complete game shutout, and then Nell won 5 games in a row to get out of the losers bracket. They beat Haverford 8-0. They beat Media 5-3 on a walk-off homer from Anthony Hill. They beat Marple this time on a complete game shutout from Ryan Brady. And then in the championship game, they beat Ridley 6-5. A fantastic game. Ridley was leading late. Anthony Hill homered again to tie it. And Logan Harfs hit a go-ahead single in the 5th. And then they came back after a 3-hour and 40-minute rain delay. They went out and they beat Ridley again to win the championship. John Ciroli threw 5 1/3 great innings. Anthony Hill homered again. Ben Stender went 3 for 3. And we got the chance to broadcast both these games on our YouTube channel. Just really great environments.
Yeah, it's fantastic over there. I mean, we've seen people pack out Nell before. I mean, the Little League fans in this area do a great job coming out and supporting their boys, and they did so again. It was an awesome environment.
Yeah, I mean, that state tournament that Nell hosted a couple years ago, there were thousands of people there when Media won. I mean, I had to park like 3 blocks away and walk over. But we got there early this time. If you haven't yet, check out our YouTube channel, Delco Baseball Now. I assume if you're watching this, you obviously are aware of it, but if you're listening to it, head over and check that out. We have the full game broadcast. We also have a couple highlights. We have some interviews that we're going to put right here. So let's hear from our goated, best of all time play-by-play announcer David Chapansky as he talks to Newtown Edgemont head coach Steve Brady and also player of the game John Ciroli. Check it out.
Hello and welcome here to Delco here at Newtown Edgemont Little League. Here with the winning coach, Steve Brady. Newtown Edgemont defeating Ridley by a final score of 6-2. First of all, Coach Brady, congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Walk me through, just 3 hours and 40-minute rain delay. You get here at the field really early. I know, in the clubhouse you were trying to keep the guys ready to go. But what was going through your mind as a coach, just trying to make sure the team was staying prepared?
Well, hydrating, number one, but we had already, I think you guys know, Monday we went through the same thing. We didn't finish our game till 12:35. Tuesday we had to sit for a few hours before we played, so we already kind of knew the blueprint. Just keep them chilled out, a little food in their stomachs, just keep them amped up, ready to go.
And you guys make the journey from the losers bracket. You have to defeat Ridley. You have to sweep them in both of those contests. What was that journey like for you, and what's going through your head right now? What are your emotions?
One game, one pitch at a time. That's how this team's always been. That's how we've always lived. One game, one pitch at a time. Survive and advance.
When you look at your starting pitcher, John Ciroli, he was excellent today. 6 1/3 of an inning, 7 strikeouts. What was it like watching him pitch, and what impressed you the most about Ciroli, not just today, but this entire season?
Just the kid's a competitor. No matter if it's at the plate, in the field, on the mound, he competes. He competes every single pitch. The way he took that ground ball off the shin and got right back in there, didn't ask to come out, that shows you how he is. It was fun to watch. I'm proud of him. Not a better guy for the job tonight, I'll tell you that much.
Hey, Coach, any final words? The crowd stayed out here. It's almost midnight, and you have a lot of your fan base still out here. Any final words to the Newtown Edgemont fans?
Nah, no fans are awesome. Look at this place, and it's going to be this way for a couple hours. It's awesome. It's a great community. I'm proud to be part of it. We're glad we're able to do stuff like this and give them this kind of stuff.
Well, go celebrate with your team, Coach. You deserved it. Congratulations.
We're not done yet. Remember that. We're not done yet.
Welcome back here to Newtown Edgemont Little League. Fireworks going off in the background as Newtown Edgemont is the District 19 champions. Here with our player of the game, John Ciroli. First of all, John, congratulations. A great performance today.
Thank you.
John, I want to go early in the game for you. You're putting up a lot of zeros. You had 6 up, 6 down to begin the game. What was kind of going through your mind in the first couple innings?
Oh, that just keep working my pitches and keep mowing the kids down with my curveballs, and they wouldn't touch me.
Well, you did just that. Curveball was excellent. And then, John, also a little bit later in this game, when you were hit off the shin with a baseball, you stayed in, got right back up, and kept pitching. What was that moment like for you, and kind of what was going through in your mind and your toughness to stay in the game?
Oh, it hurt, but I knew I had to push through for my team and keep going.
John, what is it like to play with a hitter like Anthony Hill, the big strut?
Good. I know he has my back to get run support.
John, last question for you here, buddy. What does it feel? You have the hat on, you have the shirt, the fireworks are going off. What is going through your mind right now? What are your emotions?
That is crazy that we've been working since December for this moment right here.
Top moment of your life up there?
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Don. Thanks so much.
Kind of crazy to have fireworks after a Little League game, but honestly, I respect it. I think that Nell put on a great show. Also, quick shout out to our guys at Sideline Stitch. They got us the T-shirts and hats that we gave out to the players on the field after. They did a great job, and it was an all-time picture that I took of them wearing the shirts and hats, and they also brought their own goggles and had like the sparkling cider. So I'm like, these guys, the shirts and the hats would have looked great in general, but like having the picture of them with the goggles on too was just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that was perfect. It's like definitely a confident move to bring the champagne and goggles to the game. But dude, like that was awesome.
Yeah, like that. That was our mission. Like that's our goal. Like we want people. And shout out to Newtown Edgemont President Mike McCall. I called both presidents before. I'm like, hey, listen, we have these shirts and hats we want to give out, but as opposed to making all the parents just wait in line, pay, pick a size, all that, I'm like, would the leagues be willing to just, cover it? like pay it, up front, so we can just get them out as quick as possible. So they made that happen as well, and that's something. If you're an 11 or 10 or Cal Ripken or anything like that's something we want to do for all different leagues. That's something this was kind of a trial run to see how it would work. So I think in the future we can definitely do different stuff like Legion. We might be able to get some Delco League hats and shirts. So definitely merch is something that we're trying to really make a big push on. But yeah, I mean, it was a great run for Nell. Obviously, it's not done yet. They will be heading to Morrisville Little League, which I think from Nell is probably like a little under an hour. It's like kind of close to Trenton up there. But yeah, they're going to be playing 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday against the District 21 rep. But Ben, not only is New Town Edgemont in the tournament, Radnor Wayne will be playing in that tournament. We got 2 reps in there.
All right. It's another, another feather in the cap for Radnor baseball this year.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have District 1 and District 19 champs merchandise flowing over there at Radnor Wayne. But their bracket was massive because they beat Pottsgrove 14-0. They lost 6-3 to Upper Providence. Ben, they had to win 6 games in a row. Wow. They had to beat Berwyn Paoli 8-0. They had to beat Devon Stratford 7-2. They beat Great Valley 6-0. Lower Marion 7-2. So at this point, that got them into the championship. And then they beat Lower Perk 4-3 on a walk-off single by Alex Vallon. And then they beat Lower Perk again 4-1 on a complete game by Mason Schill. So I don't know exactly how many teams are in that bracket, but like you had to win 7 games. Yeah,
that's a big It's a big bracket. That's a hard thing to do.
That's a lot of pitching, and the fact that like in these wins they're winning 8-0, 7-2, 6-0, 7-2, 4-3, 4-1. Like they had the arms to get through that. Like obviously we don't know exactly the competition level. Like we don't know what that but like I would have to lean that Radnor Wayne has a great shot to win this section just because of how much pitching they seem to have.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they have the arms to do it. I mean, you could say the same about Nell. They obviously won less game, but both teams seem to have pretty good pitching depth.
Yeah, and they weren't winning slugfests either. Like they had no. All right, so I'm looking it up now. The 12U state tournament will be at Fair Chance Little. I'm sorry, no, it's Hollidaysburg Little League. It looks like. Okay. So that's probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours from here, maybe.
That's a minute away.
Hollidaysburg's on the other side of State College, I think. I was thinking of Mechanicsburg. Let me see. I think it's more Western PA. Let's see. Great podcasting here. Yeah, I think it's a little further. It's about 3 hours. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of like in between State College and Pittsburgh-ish. Like it looks like it's kind of directly south of Altoona.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably a little past State College. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I think I had Mechanicsburg in my head. But Hollidaysburg, so that'll be a little bit of a hike. But hopefully one of our 2 squads will be making that venture over there. But, yeah, great for both of those teams. We'll see how the section goes. I think if I had to guess, I can pull up the bracket here as well. I'm pretty sure that would probably end on, like, Monday or Tuesday, probably, if a section starts on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe Wednesday. Because it's only a 4-team tournament at that level.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense though.
Let's see. But yeah, we have our Cal Ripken updates as well, so let's just put the finishing touches. Oh, it's too bad the 11-year-old state tournament, if Ridley wins, it'll actually be at State College Little League.
Huh.
I've never been there.
That State College has a Little League.
Yeah. I'm sure they have a ton of kids out there in that area. I mean, they got like 6 elementary schools from what I remember.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, they have a pretty big high school, too.
All right, let's see. So, first round of sectionals is Saturday, second round Sunday, championship Tuesday, if necessary, Wednesday. That sounds about right.
Okay.
Cool. All right, well, that'll wrap up Little League here. Best of luck to our teams in sectionals. Again, this is being recorded Friday morning. We're trying to get it out Friday night, so our 2 teams that are starting on Saturday get to hear it before. But it's just so hard because there's really no off days at any level here. Like, you had to pick some day to be like, oh, this is a good, like, split point,
Yeah. I mean,
between everything.
It's been tough. Everyone's on different schedules. Everyone's It's
All right, well, Ben, this is where your jurisdiction comes in. We're moving on to Cal Ripken here. Again, I don't have much Cal Ripken experience all these teams, like I played, for all like the B like tournament teams when I was at media. So like I played these teams in like the, like just the classic tournaments, the not districts. But we'll start. I didn't realize it went as young as 8U. So
Ripken was young.
I didn't know that.
It didn't used to, like when I was playing, we weren't even 50, 70. So Ripken.
Oh, really?
Now we weren't. Like all the ones you'll see. So your Springfields, Lanark, Hilltop. I forget who else. But like we were all the regular like 46-6.
Yeah.
That's all changed since they've added 8U. So it's definitely grown.
We'll start at that 8U level. It was actually, we had two of these Southeast State tournaments being hosted in Delco, which is pretty cool. The first one, 8U, was hosted by BYC. Hilltop made it out to the Final Four, but they ended up falling 13-2. So no representation in the 8U. But in the 9U bracket, see, I can't claim Nether Swarthmore because I played for Media Little League, but like all those kids are going to Strathaven, so I feel like a little bit of the hometown bias there. But Nether Swarthmore, they took down Whitpain. No idea where they're from, but somewhere in Southeast PA. Is that like Downingtown?
Yeah, what is? I always
I'm looking it up.
White Marsh and Whitpain.
Yeah, White Marsh, like Conchi. Yeah, Whitpain. It looks. It says Montgomery County. So.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Bluebell. Yeah. Okay. So they're. Whitpain's like just north of us.
Oh, okay. So is that kind of like an upper? Oh, it's a Wissahickon school district. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense, Mako. Yeah. So they took down Whitpain. Carter, Tatici, and Landon Batista split the game up. They both threw 3 strong innings. Tatici and Gavin Miller both drove in 2 runs. For these guys, regionals will start July 17th in Guilderland, New York. So not a terrible commute up to New York. It's obviously driving distance for these guys here. So congrats to the Nether Swarthmore Nines. Strathaven catcher Eli Price's younger brother is on this team because I saw him. I think he shared like. I used his mom's picture for our newsletter just because I'm like, I don't know how else to get this. So I saw there was a Price on that team. So congrats to those boys. Good luck in regionals. The Nether Swarthmore 10s also made the Final Four in that level. They lost to Norgwin, which I'm guessing is North Gwynedd, probably. Is that what that stands for?
That's Norgwin's out by like North Penn.
Okay.
So
I assume
really wrap up into like North Penn.
Yeah, I assumed it was short for North Gwynedd, but I wasn't sure.
I have no idea what Norgwin. I assume the Gwyn is Gwynedd.
Yeah, you'd think
exactly what the more is. I don't know.
Yeah, that tournament was hosted by Aston Valley. So 2 tournaments in Delco, pretty cool stuff right there. Moving on to 11U, we did have a team make it to the state championship. That was the Hilltop 11s. They unfortunately fell 12-1 to Doylestown. But an interesting note that someone sent me from the Hilltop account, that group has now made the Southeast State Championship for all 4 years that they've been playing. They won when they were, I think he said 9, but like I think that's a Haverford feeder, right? That's Havertown.
Yeah.
I think either that or the private schools, but sounds like Haverford's not getting any worse anytime soon.
Hilltop is a feeder there. That's crazy to have made it to the state final that many times in a row too. So that's
and like that's this isn't meant to be like the public versus private school rant, but like I would love to see as many of those guys go to Haverford as possible, just because I like seeing like it kind of It sucks that Media Little League team isn't all going to Pencrest, right? Like some of them are going to Malvern, some of them going to Bonner. Not at all faulting the kids and their families for making the best choice for them. I would have loved to see that group, continue to play together. That's all. Like it's not even a public versus private thing. It's more of just like I just like seeing good teams stick together for longer. Maybe they'll make a Delco League team in Media someday. Bring back what were they called? They were Middletown, right?
Middletown, yeah, it's Middletown. I don't know what I
think they're the Lions.
Maybe, yeah, because they played at Pencrest.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll revive Middletown.
Yeah, bring it back so they can all play together before college. That's the goal here. But congrats to Hilltop for another good year. We'll move on to 12U, another Nether Swarthmore championship. That's 2 for the boys. I think for the most part, like I went to Wallingford Elementary. I think if you went to Nether Elementary or Swarthmore, obviously you played for Nether Swarthmore. I think Wallingford was kind of split. I would say more kids played for Media Little League, but you had some that played for Nether Swarthmore as well. But I have a funny story about one of these, my connection to one of these players. So they won this championship 6-5 over Pennsbury. It took 3 days. It got postponed like two separate times. Kept getting pushed back and pushed back. Brady Torgross hit a walk-off single. He also got the win on the mound. Liam Wallace threw the first 4 and a third and had 7 Ks. My funny story is I actually went to prom with Brady's older sister. So it was back. I was a senior and she was a junior, and she invited me to her junior prom, and it made me feel so old because that kid was probably like 4 or 5. This is like 2017. This is 7 years ago. So like to see his name like come up on the 12U team, I'm like, God, man, like I'm old. Hope Allie, if you're listening, hope you're doing well. I think she's married, so probably doing better than us. But yeah, so congrats to the Nether Swarthmore guys. They will also, now this is interesting. They're playing their regional also in Guilderland, New York at the same time. But one of the players on the team DM'd us and said they might not be going because they booked a Cooperstown trip like a while ago, and that's like a big time and financial like commitment and stuff. So there's a chance they decline the bid. This is all just what he had mentioned. I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing. I've never been to Cooperstown, but from what I've heard, that might be worth
Yeah,
doing that.
I've heard that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if they don't end up going to regionals, that's why, and that's a good reason why. But I think someone from the Nether Swarthmore account said they'd let me know like what their plan is. But either way, they're gonna be playing fun baseball that week. So one way or another. All right, let's move into real quick. We'll give a shout out to Babe Ruth because the 13U state tournament is being held in Broomall, Newtown. If you're listening to this, I believe the first game is happening this afternoon. It's all being held at Thomas Field. Of the 6 teams, Broomall, Newtown, Ridley, and Upper Darby are all in it. I think the other teams I think there's Mifflin County. I think there's Williamsport, maybe one other team that's not from the area.
There's 3 teams that will go in the state.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think Babe Ruth is not as popular like around the state, I think, well, obviously travel ball is taking a toll, especially in that age demographic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I guess Legion too is some of those small towns in PA are really big on Legion stuff. But it looks like it's a 6-team tournament. Everyone plays 2 round robin games against like teams in their like pools of 3, and then it goes to single elimination semis and championship. That'll be on Monday. So if you're looking for something to do on Monday, I think that we will probably, I talked to Dave Shapansky, he should be around. I think we're probably going to stream the Senior Legion Championship on Monday.
Sweet.
Which will either be at, I think, UDHL plays at Dermont. We'll talk about that in a sec. And Narberth plays at the Playground, I think. I'm pretty sure. So we'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, good luck to our 3 teams in Babe Ruth. I'm not sure how many of them would qualify for whatever's next, like the regional or the World Series. I think it's regional then World Series. So I'd guess maybe 2. I guess maybe 2 teams from PA make the regional if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would guess.
Actually, I think I had that up somewhere. I think I was looking at the Babe Ruth site. I had the World Series up. But yeah, I know Broomall Newtown's usually pretty good at the Babe Ruth level for sure.
Yeah, they're a dynasty then.
Let's see they had the team that I think won the World Series when like Alden Mathis was there and like Luke Zimmerman and Chris Newell and that era. I'm pretty sure one of them won a World Series at some point. There might have been more than one.
Yeah, I think there is more than one.
All right, let's check out here. I'm on the Babe Ruth website. Once again, great podcasting. There's so much stuff that we have to keep, trying to keep track of here. But I think I've learned the best route is to know a little about a lot, just try and be as well-rounded as we possibly can. But let's see. So it looks like the 13 to 16-year-old regional, the 13U regional will be in Old Bridge, New Jersey, starting on July 22nd. And it looks like, I'm trying to find the bracket here to see how many teams make it from, because usually it'll be like, it'll tell you how many, this region champ, this district champ. Well, I guess we can look at, they have last year's up. So it looks like there was 1 from Southeastern PA. So based on this, I'm guessing, let's go up to the 13U just to make sure we get that right. From here, okay, so it looks like 2 from Pennsylvania because once you go down to 13U, it looks like there's 2, so maybe even 3. Geez, last year they had 3 teams from PA make it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was last year was hosted at Altoona, so we'll see if that stay. I can find every year but this year on the one Babe Ruth site here. They're not really helping us out much. Let's see. This is a tournament media guide here. Let's see if this gives us anything. It's kind of showing us like what all has been done in the past before. There's 105 pages on this media guide. That is unnecessary.
Ding through that.
For there to be, I mean, why would there be 105? Jeez. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna assume at least. I'm gonna guess at least 2 probably advance from the state of Pennsylvania here. But all right, let's move into Senior Legion here because as we kind of talked about, Senior Legion's starting to get a little bit of a revival. A lot of the good high school players, even ones that are uncommitted, like guys on UDHL, like Sergio Hernandez and Ryan Friel and guys on Narberth like the Heck brothers, and like these guys are playing Legion. I don't know if they're. I assume some of them are playing travel as well, but they're getting their Legion time in. At the time of this recording, Friday morning, Narberth and UDHL or Upper Darby, they'll be playing in the Winners Bracket Championship. That'll be at Dermond. That's like the Drexel Hill and Lanark Hills complex. That'll be Friday night. And Upper Darby beat Mount Airy to get here. Narberth beat Springfield. And then you could probably call it it's not the biggest upset, but it was the 3 seed over the 2 seed. Narberth beat Broomall Newtown, who was, I think, the defending champs of the main line.
Thought Mount Airy was.
Oh, because Broomall just hosted the tournament last year, right?
Yeah, Mount Airy won it last year.
That's right. So as of right now, the winner of tonight's Narberth and UDHL game gets auto bid in regionals, which is at my favorite stadium in Pennsylvania, Springford High School.
All right.
I love it. Not terribly far from us in Conchie, probably less than a half hour. It's got the stadium seats. It's got the press box. I've never actually played on it. I've coached on it for Legion. My cousin Sean played for Springford, so I got to see some games there. But UDHL and Narberth, one of those teams will be going. And then from my understanding of the bracket, I believe Ridley will play Mount Airy today. Broomall will play Springfield. The winners of those games will play. And then the winner of that will play like whoever loses today's Narberth and UDHL game, like to get back into the championship. But yeah, 2 teams will advance to regionals. The championship, as of right now, says weather permitting, it's supposed to be Monday, and then the if necessary game Tuesday. We won't have championship merch in time, but we should be able to broadcast that game. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sweet.
All right, yeah. I mean, I just think it's cool that it's starting to have somewhat of a revival around here. It gives a good place for guys who are maybe committed but not quite ready to get a starting spot on a Delco League team. Like, it's hard to crack a Delco League starting lineup as a senior in high school, right? Like, it's not easy to get consistent playing time, so it's good for these guys to kind of have that fallback.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's also just fun baseball.
Play with the boys.
There's a lot of especially for guys like high school kids this age, like trying to get recruited. There's a lot of you have your high school season, then you got to go through kind of the recruiting. I won't call it rat race, but kind of is. And, it's probably really nice to be able to just go to Dermond Field and play with your boys.
Yeah. Guys that you won't play with for too much longer, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good point too. And for the Narberth team, it's basically some of the best players from both Hareton and Lower Merion kind of joining forces,
Man.
So yeah, I'm excited to get out and see that. From what I was told, Pat Callahan is pitching for Upper Darby, who has allowed 0 earned runs in over 30 innings this year. So it's a bummer we wouldn't get to see him pitch in the championship if we streamed it, but that would be awesome. How about Michael Coleman with a 3-inning win on the mound last night? Dude,
love to see it. There's also shout out to Mikey Klemanski, who's been catching.
Yeah, how bizarre! Imagine your coach D. Barbarian. You go to a game and you see your all Delco pitcher behind the plate and your all Delco outfielder throwing to him.
That's what it's about, though, man.
Yeah, it's have fun. I played shortstop in an MSBL game last week. baseball should be fun. You know, like I'm done playing crazy high pressure games. You know, once playoff comes, it gets intense and pressure filled. But the regular season, it's something else. But all right, let's move into the Delco League here a little bit. Ben, you're wearing your Upper Darby shirt. I still run the Wayne website, but like I played in a game because we were short on guys. I had 2 RBIs, so I'm pretty thrilled with how that went. But yeah, I haven't really been around in many games. I'm here for the golf outing that the team has at the end of the year in Plymouth Meeting. So that's why I stick around. But as of right now, you know, I'll kind of run through more of the standings as opposed to individual games. Wayne leads the way, 16-4-3. They have 51 points, so you get 3 points for a win and 1 point for a tie. Upper Darby right behind at 15-6-1 with 46 points. There was a 4-4 tie last night that Upper Darby really could have used if they want to get that 1 seed. There's still a couple games left, but that one like would have gone a long way. That's a 4-point swing. You know?
Yeah, I wasn't there, but that one certainly stung a bit. Especially, being up 4-1 in the last inning. Tough one. Those are the games you got to win, especially against Wayne, if you're trying to get a 1 seed. But you know, it's a lot of games left. I mean, it's not a ton of time left.
No, it looks like both teams. So Wayne plays 5 more games and Upper Darby plays 6. So again, if you win your next game, you're 2 points back, right? Like it's, you know, it's right there. But both teams look comfortable in getting a bye because the top 2 teams get a bye. Springfield is 10 points behind Upper Darby. They're 12-8. So they look they're 8 points above the 4th place team. Springfield kind of feels like they're going to get that 3 seed. You know, barring a crazy hot or crazy cold stretch, they look pretty locked into that spot. Their pitching has been decent, but those guys can hit.
Yeah, they can swing it, man. They got a real good lineup. Them and Drexel Hill, I think, are. I don't want to sound like a dick, but like they're a lot closer to like Upper Darby and Wayne this year than I think they have been in the past couple years. Like they're going to be really tough to beat. And, like, I think any of the top 4, maybe even Chester, too, like, I would say has, like, a legit shot at winning something this year.
Yeah. I think the playoffs are going to be really good. We're definitely going to try and stream those games. As much as I'm pulling for you guys, I hate O'Hara's Wi-Fi. So I wouldn't mind if
got something for that. Like
I haven't tried it at O'Hara yet. That hotspot. So I'll go out and test that soon. But yeah, either way, it looks like Wayne Upper Darby will get the bye. So the way the playoffs work is in the first round it's best of 3. So 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Then after that, the number 1 seed. It's not a bracket, right? The 1 seed just plays whoever the worst team left is. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's a straight bracket. It's reseeds, yeah. So the 1 seed will play whoever the worst team is left. The semis are a 5-game series, and as is the championship. So should be ending probably around that like second week of August typically. So the college guys still get to be here. But to continue on, Drexel Hill is in 4th. They're 9-9-1 at 28 points. This 4 through 7 spot is really tight because Drexel Hill has 28 points. Chester, 8-10-2. They got 26 points. Aston Valley, 8-12, 24 points. Ridley, 7-14-1. They got 22 points. They lost one to Narberth last night that I really think that they needed that one. Like that one's going to hurt. Narberth, not technically out of it. They're 10 points back. They're just running out of time at 4-16-2. I know the results might not say, but that is a much better team than they fielded the first 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. They started off pretty good. I think, I don't know if it was you that we were talking about, but like some injuries got them. And they ended up kind of back in the bottom again, but still, a little bit of time, like enough time to get hot and make it in. I know Ridley, before dropping one to them, was making a pretty good push.
Yeah, that one stings. That one stings for them.
Yeah, it definitely hurts a little bit, but it's still all to play for right now.
That is a very high school heavy Ridley team I've been seeing. Like Ryan McWilliams pitched the other day. I know John Tien's a big part of their lineup. And how funny is it now for a guy like Tom Carey where you coach with and against, or you coach these kids or the opponents all year, and now like you're batting 3-4 with them in the order.
You got a lot of just picking up, a lot of different guys. I mean, they have a very good team this year.
Yeah, no, I think the league's pretty balanced. Upper Darby's made the championship now 4 years in a row. My year with you was 2021. Beat Aston Valley, lost to Wayne, and then beat Aston Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of bookended everything.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if 5 in a row can happen. I think. The franchise really, that 2021 team that we were on really just turned things around. Like that showed that this team can be winners. It helped attract more players going forward, and then them and Wayne have really been the teams of the 2020s, if you want to put it like that. So, an interesting note here: if Wayne were to win, that would be title number 20.
Wow. Okay.
I think I remember I made a list one time. I went back. The Delco League website has all the champs back to 1908, and it has the coach's name. And I remember one of them. It was like Sir William Cloud Alexander was like the coach of one of the teams. And
channel his ghost for this playoff round.
Yeah, like I'm gonna find him because I remember looking back at the list here. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so the first ever title was 1908. That was Alden. So Alden won the first title with William J. Glenn. And then, Media's won 9. It was S. Howard Brinton was the coach in 1910. And then it wasn't Sir. It was just William Cloud Alexander. But yeah, there's some great coach names that were here around the way.
Dude, either bring back cool names like that.
Yeah. Sir. Or just, I like the first initial is cool. S. Howard Brinton.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for Wayne, they lead the league with 19 championships. Number 2, according to my research, is Tinicum Air Conditioning Company. Has 12. They were a dynasty with Lou Socia. No relation to Mike Socia, actually. No relation. Spelled differently. They won in 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 1980, 82, and 84. So I think it's actually one of my buddies from Penn State. I think it was his uncle or great uncle that coached that team. Yeah, no relation to Mike Socia, but Media has the third amount. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was Aston Valley was the Knights. It was Media was the Knights. Aston Valley used to be the Devils, and then when they merged, they became the Aston Valley Knights.
Oh, I didn't know Media and Aston merged.
Yeah, so I remember reading an article. It was like maybe late 90s or early 2000s or something. But yeah, cool Delco League history stuff. There's a lot of teams that won just one title. A bunch of air conditioning companies in here, oil companies, a post office won.
That dudes can play ball.
Sunoco won in 1977.
Yes, we need to bring back shit like that.
Yeah, so looking at all right, let's go.
A bunch of air conditioning.
Listen, Delco Baseball now could buy a team if we wanted to, if we do sponsors. But
Delco Baseball, I don't know. We should be like Delco Baseball, and then just some kind of weird
team name. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's name the last titles for every team. So Wayne last won in 23. Upper Darby won last year. Drexel Hill. So I'm counting their 2 as the Mudcats because that is the same franchise.
Yeah.
So Drexel Hill, the Ducks, when they were the Narberth Mudcats, they won in 16 and 18. The Narberth Outsiders haven't won because they're new to the league. Chester hasn't won. Do you want to guess when Chester's last title was?
1953.
1917. They won during World War I. That was their last title. 1917, and they also won in 1913. Aston Valley won 2017.
Yeah, they won 17.
Any guess when Springfield's last title was?
Early 2000s, right?
99. It says on here was their last title. Yeah. Are we missing any teams here? The Black Sox won. I guess they're Ridley now, but it's still the same franchise because the trophy's named after their coach, Charlie Kress.
Okay, yeah.
So they won with him 66, 68, 69, 70, and 81. So he won 4 in a span of 5 years and then didn't win again for 11 years and then won.
Nice.
That's awesome.
They won in what year was that? What was it?
81 was the last one.
Was the last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a cool, I think it would be cool to try and find an old guy who was in the league a long time ago and just talk about, the history, like someone who might have played or coached in like the 70s, so they know even more about like the league going back too.
Yeah, they did some kind of like museum thing.
Yeah, I was there. It was when the at least what I saw was when Feely got inducted to the Delco Sports Hall of Fame. They had like a table set up. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think I was there for that. But at the Delco Sports Hall of Fame, they had like a whole table set up about the league.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, no, they had it looked really cool from what I saw this year. It's like a full, if they do that again, it would definitely be a good thing for probably us to show up to.
Yeah. I think it was somewhat recently. I think I was in Pittsburgh. But yeah, so for the Delco League, it says the last day of the regular season is Saturday, July 19th, which is next Saturday. So we'll have a little bit more, try and get as many games in as possible for these teams, these makeup games. So the pitching is definitely going to be tested here. But as of right now, Wayne and Upper Darby would get the bye. Springfield would play Aston Valley in a 3-game series, and Drexel Hill would play Chester. All right, I don't have this on our planning doc, but I want to give a quick shout out to 2 things from Kevin McGonigal here. The Bonner alum not only was called up to Double-A Erie, back in PA, about as far away from Delco as you could possibly be, but he will also be playing in the Futures game on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock at Truist Park in Atlanta.
All right, that's going to be really cool. I mean, you look at the alumni from that Futures game, like it's pretty crazy. So it's that's going to be really exciting to see.
And it was cool because I remember him being in I think it's like they've made it into a whole weekend. I think there's the high school All-America game, and then there's also the Futures prospect game. And then they do like the celebrity softball game. They do the home run derby, whatever. It's a shame that he's not playing in it this year or next year because it's in Philly. Yeah, well, actually, honestly, he could.
I was going to say I'm only playing it once.
No, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. Like, if he's the top prospect in baseball next year, like, I don't see why.
Yeah, he also might just be on the Tigers, but
that would be something. Yeah. Let's see if there's any. Let's see if there's any other big names that jump off the table here. I'd imagine Max Clark is playing in it. Oh, the guy with my favorite nickname in professional baseball. His name is, I think it's pronounced like Justinkson, but his name is so they call him the password because his name is so complicated that like they just call him the password because it looks like the user generated passwords. Fantastic nickname, like one of the best you'll ever see.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so it looks like that game I believe is at 4 o'clock. It's a 7-inning game. Kind of wish it was 9 to get more guys work, but yeah, it's a 7-inning game. Andrew Painter is on the roster, but he will not be playing just because of his innings limit. Let's see if there are any other Phillies I'd guess Aiden Miller's not in it. Doesn't look like there's any other Phillies prospects in it now that Painter is not. Oh, Eduardo Tate is a catcher.
Okay.
Wow, born in 2006.
Yikes.
Jesus, I mean, he's only 19 then? 20?
Yeah, he is young, yeah.
Wow, yeah. All right, Eddie, good for you. Yeah, he's 18 years old in Single A, and he's doing pretty well so far. He's got 11 homers as a catcher already. I'll take that.
Love that.
Yeah. All right. Real quick, we'll wrap up with some Phillies talk here. Because at some point, they're going to be all that we have left to talk about. So we'll get into it now. Did you stay up to watch any of those first 2 Giants games? Because the second one,
No. I mean, I guess I caught the end of the second one because I was watching the Little League stuff, but. Because that was like
yeah, exactly. Like I was driving home and I was listening on the radio. I'm like, you got to be kidding! Like if you're gonna lose, that's a pretty funny way to lose. But at least they bounced back with the 13-0 win to get any success out of that series.
Yeah, for sure.
I certainly did not expect to see Bryce Harper have statistically the best game of his career because he had. He's had a 3-home run game, so like depends what you consider that. But this is the first time he's ever had 4 extra base hits in a game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's surprising. From like how long of a career he's had.
Yeah, he's had a couple of 2-home run games. I mean, because like 4 extra base hits is I think there are 3 doubles and a homer. That's at least what the internet told me. So I'm going to believe the internet here. Maybe I shouldn't, but I am. But yeah, I think. Yeah, it has its ups and downs. They'll be playing the Padres this weekend. Ranger Suarez, Zach Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez going. You can't really ask for much better than that in terms of getting your 3 best pitchers. All 3 should have been all-stars. Not even, like, if you want to argue that Ranger shouldn't have made it because he missed so much time and his innings are low, I get it. But Christopher Sanchez has been one of the best pitchers in the whole league, not even just the National League. And he hasn't even got in with the replacements.
Yeah, that I don't really. I mean, maybe it's a thing of like he doesn't like he just maybe wants to rest. I don't know. Like there's no logical reason as to why he's not in.
Well, he wouldn't.
The other guys who got in.
He wouldn't be pitching in the game, but you're supposed to pick him, then replace him. Let him say no. So that it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Also, Trey Turner leads the league in hits. Didn't get in. As much as we love our like OPS stats and kind of, I don't really know too much about like WAR and all that stuff. Like at some point, like getting hits matters. Like he's had a great season. Like he's probably going to end up somewhere around like 20-ish homers, and if he's hitting around 300, like that is what we paid for. He's been a lot better at shortstop too, for sure.
Yeah, he's had a great year. It sucks that he didn't get selected. I know, like I feel like sometimes there's like a rotating, they almost kind of like rotate who gets in and who doesn't. It's kind of a little weird, but like I don't know.
Mookie Betts has not been good this year, for the record.
Oh no, he's on the Dodgers. So
Do you remember that one year where the Royals just like stuffed the ballot box and they got like their whole starting in? They were obviously good, but we had like Omar Infante was starting at second base, and you're like, all right, let's the fan vote there. It should be like some type of formula where like the fan vote is like half the vote, and like the coaches it's stupid. But anyway, Phillies are 54-39. They're 1.5 games up on the Mets. They will play at only one super late game, which is nice. 9:40. Then they'll play. They're on Fox, so they're 7:35 on Saturday, and then just normal afternoon 4:10 on Sunday. They will face. I never heard of Ryan Bergert before, so he'll probably go 8 shutout innings. But some good pitching matchups. Zach Wheeler and Yu Darvish will be game 1 of the NLCS, or not? I guess it probably was game 1 of the NLCS, right? A couple years ago. Is that? I know it was Darvish because I remember Schwarber hit that bomb. It was because Wheeler also pitched game 5 that I was at. I just remember Schwarber hitting that second deck homer off him.
Yeah, dude, he crushed that ball.
And then another good pitching matchup: Chris Sanchez and former Philly Nick Pivetta, who's really he always frustrated the hell out of me. I will say I am happy for him that he's found success. Like it was never anything personal. Like he was never a bad guy. It was just we had such high hopes. And he just didn't pitch great. Like he was never like a jerk. He was never someone who like spoke out against us or the team. Like he just wasn't as good as we wanted him to be.
He really put it together in like the past few years.
He got paid. I mean, he got paid, and he's like 9-2 with like a 3 ERA with the Padres. So happy for him. But not what we want to see this weekend here. But to wrap things up here, just a lot going on in Delco. By the next time we record, we should have some sectionals champs. We should have our senior Legion champs. We should have some Babe Ruth updates, Delco League. I think maybe a good time would be maybe like next weekend after the Delco League bracket is set. Maybe like maybe next Sunday that could probably work. But yeah, if this is your first time joining us, thanks for tuning in. We'll be covering. We probably got about a month left of just Delco stuff. We'll probably sprinkle in some Philly stuff in September and October, but it's a little bit I wouldn't say harder, but it's just more like people don't come to us just for Philly stuff. You can, I guess you can, but all right. On behalf of Ben Thorpe, myself, Brendan Ricciardi, thank you for tuning in. Good luck to all of our teams competing in their postseason runs, and we'll see you soon.